Have you ever wondered how to find true inner peace amidst the daily chaos? Buddhism offers us millennial teachings that guide us toward acceptance and detachment, showing us that what is meant for us will come at the right time. Through stories and parables, we will learn to let go of what doesn't belong to us and embrace with serenity what life offers. We will discover that detachment doesn't mean indifference, but a profound freedom that allows us to fully live in. Join us on this journey of self-discovery and personal transformation, where together we'll explore how to apply these teachings in our daily lives to achieve a fuller, more conscious existence. The art of detachment, freeing the soul. Once upon a time, a monk was carrying a porcelain cup his master had gifted him. He cherished it deeply, admired it, and kept it by his side at all times. One day the cup fell to the floor and shattered into 1,000 pieces. The monk felt an emptiness in his chest, but his master calmly said, "That cup was already broken from the beginning." Detachment is not indifference or resignation. It's understanding that nothing in this world is permanent. How many times do we cling to things, people, or situations, fearing to lose them? We hold on to relationships that no longer serve us, expectations that only bring frustration, and memories that keep us chained. We believe that if we let go, we lose. But in truth, letting go sets us free. Buddhism teaches us that suffering arises from attachment. We cling because we seek security in a constantly changing world. But true security is not found in the external world, but in our ability to accept impermanence. When we understand this, we stop seeing loss as tragic and start living with lightness. Think of it this way: the river doesn't cling to the water that flows, it simply follows its course. We too can learn to flow with life rather than resist its changes. How many times has life taken something away from us, only to give us something better later? But in the moment, blinded by fear and anxiety, we fail to see it. Practicing detachment doesn't mean giving up what we love. It means loving without possession, without dependence. It's enjoying what we have, knowing that at some point it might change. And when that change comes, we will be at peace. Detachment is a key that opens the door to acceptance, the next step on this path. Because once we learn to let go, we need to learn to embrace what life brings us, without resistance or struggle. Radical acceptance, embracing reality as it is. One day, a disciple approached his master and said, "Master, I suffer because life is not how I want it to be." The master smiled and replied, "You suffer because you resist what is. Life is not here to please you, it is here to teach you." Acceptance does not mean resignation or giving up. It means seeing reality clearly, without filters or self-deception. But why is it so difficult for us to accept what happens? Because our mind creates stories about how things should be. We believe that if we fight hard enough, everything will fit into place. But life doesn't work like that. Imagine you're at the beach and you see a massive wave coming toward you. You can try to stop it, curse it, resist it, or you can dive into it and let it carry you. The wave isn't going to disappear just because you don't like it. The same goes for the situations we cannot control. Resisting only creates more suffering. Accepting life as it is does not mean we should resign ourselves to what hurts us or harms us. It doesn't mean we stop fighting for what we want. It simply means recognizing what is, without denying it or dramatizing it. Once we accept, we can decide more clearly what action to take. Think about the story of the archer. An expert archer can precisely calculate the trajectory of his arrow, but there are factors beyond his control. The wind, the humidity, the movement of the target. He can lament and become frustrated, or he can adjust his aim, adapt, and shoot again. In life, Many things are out of our control. Acceptance allows us to focus on what we can do. Sometimes we resist reality because we feel that acceptance means losing. But the opposite is true. Acceptance gives us power. It frees us from the weight of pointless struggle. It allows us to let go of what we cannot change and focus on what is within our grasp. The secret is in changing the question. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What is this teaching me?" This simple shift in perspective changes everything. It allows us to find learning in what once seemed like only suffering. Acceptance also means embracing ourselves with our light and our shadows. Often our greatest struggle is with ourselves, our mistakes, our imperfections, our past decisions. But punishing ourselves doesn't help. It is only when we accept ourselves that we can truly transform. The monk who broke his cup understood that everything was meant to be as it was, and in that understanding he found peace. We too can do the same. When we stop resisting what is inevitable, we find deep tranquility, and it is in that tranquility where trust is born. Trust that what is meant for us will come, and what is not will go. In the next chapter, we will explore Buddhist stories that help us understand how life always gives us what we need, even when we don't understand it at the time. Buddhist stories about fate and trust in life. An old monk lived in a remote village. One day, a beautiful wild horse appeared in his garden. The villagers, amazed, said, "What luck you have! A horse like this is a great treasure." The monk calmly responded, "Luck or misfortune, who knows?" Soon after, the monk's son tried to tame the horse but fell and broke his leg. The villagers exclaimed, "What misfortune! Now your son can't work." The monk, with the same serenity, replied, "Luck or misfortune, who knows?" Weeks later, a war broke out, and all the young men in the village were drafted, except for the monk's son, who couldn't go because of his injury. The villagers once again said, "What luck you have!" And the monk, unfazed, replied, "Luck or misfortune, who knows?" This story teaches us something powerful. Life follows its course beyond our limited perception of the present. Many times we rush to judge what happens to us as good or bad, not realizing that every event is connected to something bigger that we cannot yet see. How often has something that seemed like misfortune eventually led us to a better place? Perhaps you lost a job and thought it was the end, but that loss led you to find something you're passionate about. Maybe a relationship ended and you suffered, but later you realized it was the best thing that could have happened. Life is wise, and when we trust its process, we stop suffering over what we don't understand in the moment. Buddhist teachers tell us that the universe doesn't take anything from us without a reason. What leaves, leaves because its cycle has ended. What comes, comes because we are ready to receive it. But to understand this, we need patience and an open mind. Another Buddhist story speaks of a man who was walking and saw a butterfly struggling to break free from its cocoon. With good intentions, the man decided to help and gently opened the cocoon. The butterfly emerged, but its wings were weak and it could never fly. The man didn't know that the effort to get out of the cocoon was necessary to strengthen its wings. By intervening, he prevented its development. How many times in our lives do we become desperate and try to force things? We want immediate answers, instant results. But the process is part of the learning. We can't open the cocoon before it's time. We can't rush what is not ready. Trusting in life doesn't mean standing still and doing nothing. It means doing our part, but without anxiety. Like the farmer who plants his crop and tends to it, but doesn't pull up the plants to make them grow faster. He knows that everything has its own rhythm. Buddhism invites us to see life through the eyes of an observer. Instead of resisting or fighting what happens, we can look at it with curiosity. What is this situation teaching me? Sometimes the lessons aren't immediately obvious, but if we look back, we see that everything has had a purpose. Accepting uncertainty isn't easy, but it's liberating. It allows us to live with less fear, with less anxiety. It lets us enjoy the present without obsessing over the future. Because in the end, what is meant for us will come, and what isn't will leave. And on this path of trust, there is a powerful tool that helps us find clarity amid chaos. Meditation. In the next chapter, we'll explore how meditation allows us to connect with inner peace and strengthen our trust in life. The practice of meditation to cultivate inner peace. In a Buddhist monastery, a disciple approached his master and said, "My mind is a whirlwind of thoughts. I try to find peace, but the more I try, the more restless I become." The master smiled and asked him to take a glass of water with dirt in it and shake it. "Now wait," the master said. Gradually, the dirt settled at the bottom and the water became clear. "This is the mind," explained the master. "If you allow it to calm, clarity comes by itself." Meditation is one of Buddhism's most powerful tools for training the mind and finding inner peace. It's not about clearing the mind or escaping from problems. It's about observing without judgment, allowing thoughts to flow without clinging to them. We live in a world filled with constant stimuli, notifications, social media, news, worries. Our minds are always busy, but when we meditate, we give the mind a break. It's like turning off the external noise to listen to what truly matters. The benefits of meditation are supported by science. It reduces stress, improves concentration, strengthens the immune system, and most importantly, helps us develop a healthier relationship with our thoughts and emotions. But beyond the benefits, meditation teaches us something fundamental: impermanence. When we close our eyes and observe our breath, we realize that everything is temporary. A thought appears and disappears. An emotion arises and fades. This helps us understand that nothing in life is permanent. Not pain, not sadness, not anxiety. Everything flows. Many people say they can't meditate because their minds won't stop. But the mind doesn't need to stop. Meditation isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about learning to see thoughts as clouds in the sky. They come and go, but the sky remains. There are many types of meditation in Buddhism, but one of the simplest and most effective is breath meditation. All you need to do is find a quiet place, close your eyes, and bring your attention to the air entering and leaving your nostrils. Don't try to control anything. Just observe. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. There's no need to force anything. Another powerful practice is the meditation of gratitude. Every day, take a few minutes to reflect on the things you're thankful for. This shifts your perspective and helps you focus on the positive instead of what's missing. There's also the letting go meditation. If there's something weighing on you, imagine holding it in your hands. Breathe deeply, and with each exhale, imagine releasing it little by little. It's a simple practice, but incredibly powerful for releasing emotional burdens. As we meditate regularly, we begin to notice changes. We react less to difficulties. We feel more peace in our daily lives. We learn to live with greater presence. And this presence is key to letting go of control and flowing with life, which is the next step on our journey. Next chapter, we'll explore how to trust the universe and release the need to control every detail of our existence. Letting go of control and flowing with the universe. One day, a disciple was standing by the river with his master. As they watched the water, the master said, "Look at how it flows without resistance, adapting to every rock, every curve, every change in the path. It doesn't fight the current. It simply moves forward. We try to control everything: our relationships, our future, what others think of us. We believe that if we plan enough, we can avoid pain and guarantee our happiness. But life doesn't work that way. Like the river, it is in constant motion. When we cling to what we can't control, we suffer. Buddhism teaches us that true peace comes when we learn to let go. It doesn't mean we stop trying. It means we accept that not everything is in our hands. We can do our best, but we can't control the outcome. We can love someone, but we can't make them stay. We can take care of our health, but we can't avoid illness forever. There's a Buddhist story about a man who clung to the branch of a tree at the edge of a cliff. He was exhausted, but afraid to let go. What he didn't know was that right below him there was solid ground. If he had let go, he would have landed safely, but his fear kept him trapped. This is how many of us live. We cling to jobs that don't make us happy, to relationships that no longer serve us, to expectations that only frustrate us. We're afraid to let go because we think we'll fall, but in reality, letting go is often what saves us. But how do we learn to let go of control? First, by accepting that uncertainty is a part of life. There are no absolute guarantees. The problem isn't the uncertainty, it's our resistance to it. Instead of viewing the future with fear, we can view it with curiosity. What opportunities will life bring me? It also helps to remember that many times what we think is a problem is actually a doorway. There are people who lost their jobs and found their true calling, relationships that ended only to make room for something better. Everything is connected in ways we can't always see in the moment. Another way to practice detachment is to stop identifying with the outcomes. We do things because we enjoy them, not just because we expect a reward. Like a painter who paints without worrying about whether or not the painting will sell. Like a child who plays without thinking about winning. When we act from this place, life becomes lighter. Meditation is key here as well. It helps us observe our fears without being swept away by them. It allows us to clearly see what we can and cannot change. Letting go of control doesn't mean we leave everything to chance. It means we trust that whatever happens, we can handle it. It means we stop resisting and start flowing with life. And when we flow, something beautiful happens. We begin to feel more compassion, not just for others, but for ourselves. Because letting go isn't just about the external world. It's about releasing our own judgment and self-criticism. In the next chapter, we'll explore how compassion helps us live with more love and less suffering. Compassion for oneself and others. A monk was walking along a path when he saw a man striking his chest and crying. "Master," said the man, "I have made many mistakes. I have hurt the people I love, and I cannot forgive myself." The monk gently replied, "If a bird breaks its own wing for having made a mistake in flight, how can it fly again? Guilt is the stone that stops us from moving forward. Compassion is the wind that lets us continue." In Buddhism, compassion is one of the most important pillars. But it's not just about being kind to others. It's about learning to be kind to ourselves. Too often, we are our own worst critics. We punish ourselves for past mistakes, demand perfection from ourselves, and speak to ourselves harshly. We say things to ourselves that we would never say to someone we love. But what good does that harshness do? Does it help us improve? The truth is, it doesn't. Self-compassion is not an excuse to avoid growth. It is the foundation that allows us to change without fear. A tree doesn't grow stronger by being struck, but by being watered with patience. There is a Buddhist practice called metta bhavana, or loving kindness meditation. It involves repeating compassionate phrases, first towards ourselves and then towards others. It begins with something as simple as, "May I be well, may I be happy, may I live in peace." At first, it may feel strange. Many people find it difficult to wish happiness for themselves because they feel they don't deserve it. But the reality is, only when we learn to treat ourselves with love can we offer true love to others. Compassion also means understanding that we are all on a journey of learning. No one is born knowing how to live. We all make mistakes, make poor decisions, and react in ways we later regret. But if we continue to punish ourselves for the past, we can never move forward. Now, compassion doesn't mean justifying what harms us. If someone treats us badly, it doesn't mean we have to accept their behavior. We can be compassionate without allowing ourselves to be hurt. The difference is that instead of reacting with hatred, we respond with understanding. Not because the other person deserves it, but because we deserve peace. There is a Buddhist story about a man carrying a sack of stones on his back. He was exhausted, but he kept walking without letting go of the sack. A monk saw him and asked, "Why are you carrying that weight?" The man answered, "These stones are my grudges and resentments." The monk replied, "Let them go. You don't need to carry them to continue on your path. This is how many of us live, holding on to anger, resentment, and the wounds of the past. We think that by holding on to grudges, we punish the person who hurt us, but in reality, we only punish ourselves. Letting go of resentment doesn't mean forgetting, but freeing ourselves from the weight that prevents us from moving forward. A Buddhist master once said, "If you hold a burning coal with the intention of throwing it at someone, you are the one who gets burned first." Anger and hatred destroy us more than they ever affect the person we direct them towards. But how do we cultivate compassion when we've been hurt? First, by understanding that everyone acts from their level of awareness. Someone who harms others is probably suffering in some way themselves. This doesn't justify their actions, but it helps us not take things personally. Second, we give ourselves permission to heal. We don't have to carry the wound forever. We can choose to close that chapter and move on. And third, we remember that compassion is not weakness, it is strength. It takes more courage to forgive than to hold on to anger. It takes more bravery to let go than to cling to what hurts us. When we grow compassion, our lives begin to change. We stop reacting from fear and start acting from love. We become more patient, more understanding, and more light-hearted. This compassion not only transforms our relationship with ourselves and others, but it also helps us live with more harmony and peace in the world. It is an essential part of the path to inner peace. In the next chapter, we'll explore how we can bring these teachings into our daily lives to live with more wisdom and fulfillment. Integrating Buddhist teachings into daily life. One day, a monk and his disciple were walking through the forest. The disciple, feeling anxious, asked, "Master, how long will it take me to reach enlightenment?" The master replied, "If you walk in a hurry, it will take much longer. If you walk with patience, it will come sooner than you think." This is one of the great secrets of Buddhism. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's not about reading a book, watching a video, or instantly understanding a concept. It is about applying what we learn step by step in our daily lives, because it's useless to know that attachment brings suffering if we still hold on out of fear. There's no point in understanding the value of acceptance if we keep resisting what life brings. So, how do we apply these teachings in everyday life? How do we turn Buddhism from a beautiful idea into a way of living? First, practice detachment. This doesn't mean giving up everything or living without emotional bonds. It means learning to appreciate without trying to possess. When something good enters your life, welcome it with gratitude, but without the fear of losing it. When something leaves, allow yourself to feel the loss, but without clinging. Ask yourself, am I holding on out of love or out of fear? The answer will show you if it's time to let go. Second, practice radical acceptance. Start each day by asking, what can I accept today? It might be a hard situation at work, a disagreement with someone, or a flaw within yourself. This doesn't mean giving up, but simply stopping the fight against what already exists. Only when we accept clearly can we act wisely. Third, trust life. Whenever something doesn't go as planned, remember the story of the monk's horse. Don't rush to label events as good or bad. Instead, ask, what lesson is this teaching me? With time, you'll see that everything has a purpose. Fourth, daily meditation. It doesn't need to be long or difficult. Just a few minutes of mindful breathing can help. If you spend 5 minutes each day watching your breath, your mind will slowly become calmer. Don't expect quick results, but over time, you'll notice you react less and understand more. Fifth, let go of control. Do your best, but don't obsess over the outcome, like an archer releasing the arrow without stressing over the target. If something doesn't go as planned, instead of feeling frustrated, ask, how can I go with this? Remember, the best things in life aren't always planned. They often happen when we stay open to them. Sixth, compassion in every action. You don't need big gestures to show compassion. A small act of kindness, an encouraging word, or even a smile can brighten someone's day. But most importantly, be kind to yourself. Instead of criticizing yourself for every mistake, talk to yourself as you would to a close friend. Life is a journey that never stops. Don't expect to reach a state of perfect enlightenment. It's not about arriving, but about walking with awareness. Some days you'll forget all of this and react with attachment, fear, or frustration. And that's okay. Learning is not a straight path. What truly matters is returning to these principles again and again. Buddhism isn't just a theory, it is a practice. The best way to integrate it is to live it, experience it, make mistakes, and keep moving forward. Each day is a new chance to apply these teachings, to let go a little more, trust a little more, and live with more peace. If this video has helped you, subscribe to the channel to continue exploring these life-changing teachings. Leave a comment sharing which teaching touched you the most. And if you've ever had a moment when life showed you that everything unfolds in its own time, we'd love to hear your story. See you in the next video.